Very pleased to welcome officially to the Jersey Shore BlueClaws 2022 BlueClaws manager Keith Werman, who joins us from San Diego. Keith, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Greg.
Absolutely welcome. So, how does it feel? You're get a managerial post your first year with the Phillies.
It's really exciting. Obviously, a lot of great people within the organization, and really looking forward to having a chance to manage some young men and a great coaching staff and go out there and compete.
So you were with the Padres last year. How did you end up with the Phillies here for 2022?
Talking with my family, we have all our family out in the East Coast. We were out by ourselves. We got two little boys in the West Coast. So, on a selfish level, we were looking to make the move out East, to return back to some family. But, more importantly, Preston Mattingly worked alongside with him with the Padres on the Major League side the last few years. And he obviously joined the Phillies going into this offseason. And it was a great opportunity for me to jump on board with him. We've had a great relationship. He values, really great people. And this is a great chance to jump on board.
So what was your role with the Padres?
My title was the Major League Development Coordinator. At the end of the day, I basically ran the spring training scheduling. And then within the season, I oversaw the infield positioning. So when it came to shifting hitters, all of the situational positioning on the infield portion, I also assisted on the outfield side as well.
So you went to, I know you grew up in Northern Virginia. You played at the University of Virginia, one of the top programs in the country. So kind of give us I know you're a young guy. So it's not the longest story, but kind of give us the Keith Werman story of how the road wound all the way from, Charlottesville to San Diego.
Sure. So just like you said, I had a chance, great opportunity to play at the University of Virginia under Brian O'Connor. Learned a ton from him, obviously. And I was fortunate enough after my fourth year graduating, I had an opportunity to sign as a minor league free agent under the Mariners organization. And so that was just shortly after the draft. I finished that season in 2012, played a little bit in 2013, had gotten released. At the University of Virginia, I took Japanese as my language. I grew up taking it in school. My mom actually put me in a program when I was young, an immersion program in Northern Virginia. And I'd always loved the culture of Japan. And I wanted an opportunity to go to Japan, ideally in baseball, but at the end of the day, it was more for the experience. And I built a relationship with a man by the name Hide Tsuyoshi in the Mariners organization, and he gave me an opportunity, connected me with the Nippon Ham Fighters in Japan. And they accepted me as an intern in 2014, ended up hiring me to help them for the next few years behind 2014. And they had a working agreement with the Padres, and that put me within the Padres organization. And from then on, I basically got a chance to coach in El Paso in 2017 under the Padres organization. And 2018 up until last year, I was with the Major League Club.
So what kinds of things are you doing there on a daily basis? Obviously, a lot of it is, computer-based, analytical. Take us through a typical day for you during the season. You guys are getting ready for, a big weekend series, with the Dodgers. How are you helping the team get ready for that?
Absolutely. So for the most part, a series or two ahead of time, I'll look into the opposing hitters and kind of evaluate each individual guy and kind of where they've been hitting baseballs, more of their tendencies over the last 150 at bats, kind of digging individually, situational stuff, whether it's bunts or runners in scoring position, are they changing their approach? Just kind of little detailed stuff amongst the hitter. And then talking with Preston as well throughout the week of, hey, what's our game plan as far as the pitching department on how we want to pitch to these hitters, and trying to make sure we're on the same page of what we're trying to execute and line things up. And obviously the computer information's all, it's a long process that gets drawn out, but throughout the days, I'm on the field hitting fungos, throwing batting practice. working with the infielders under Bobby Dickerson. Was fortunate to be with him for the last couple of years with the Padres.
So how has your relationship been with Preston, and what attracted you, or how did he help attract you to the Phillies?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, awesome baseball person, awesome person in general. Communicates very well. Always a joy to be around. He was very helpful, and we worked really well together. He was very clear and precise on what the expectations were on the pitching side, and I would join that on the infield side, and we worked together really well. And I think that relationship kind of built as we went along. And when he had the opportunity to take this job with the Phillies, it definitely sparks interest on my side. One, selfishly, it had an opportunity to bring my family back east, but just his value and really good people, and helping an organization, taking a whole nother stride and ultimately try to win a championship in Philly is the goal.
You're going to get to work with. I mean, you worked with a lot of players that were older than you the last couple of years in
Absolutely.
San Diego. Now, most of all the guys will be younger than you. Here, Keith is what, 32?
32.
32. Yes. So I wish I was 32. So 32 years old. Now you're going to have, the oldest player on the team will be, 23, 24 probably. What was the dynamic like working with guys that were, older than you, established big league, like a guy like Manny Machado, who played at this level in high A, in 2011?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a lot of challenges to that. And I was fortunate to have a great staff around to help, not necessarily for my sake, but just in general, and to kind of sit back and let those things happen. And it takes time to build those relationships and build that trust. And, those guys were awesome, really great people. Manny was a phenomenal player to work with, and to help him as well. And, I was very fortunate to have those good people around to make that position essentially easier than what most people might see as a very large challenge. Obviously, I'm not a big guy. I never played in the major leagues, and I am young, and just very fortunate for that opportunity.
I guess it'll be cool. I don't know who your shortstop's going to be, obviously, this year, or any of your infielders, but it'll be cool for you this year. And they say, oh, by the way, I worked with Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis like literally last year. That'll be pretty cool for the whoever comes through the infield here in 2022.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. I'm sure they'll have plenty of questions, and I'm excited to share my experiences with those guys. And obviously, they've played some winning baseball in the previous couple of years, and with Manny in Baltimore, with those winning seasons, and there's a ton of experience there, and I'm excited to share that with our young men.
So what's a goal for you? Is it to be a manager, go back to the big leagues as a manager someday? Obviously, you're just your career is just getting started. What's kind of a career goal for you?
I think managing is definitely a goal of mine on the major league level. There's a lot that is very intriguing about that. I think at the end of the day, a chance to be a part of a successful organization and help these young men is ultimately what I'm most passionate about. I've never really looked into kind of, okay, I want to be XYZ and I want to get there, and what does that path look like? I'm more of kind of in the moment. Let's make the best of what we have in this moment and try to help everybody around me and let that kind of happen. And obviously on the major league side, being a chance to coach on the major league level is pretty special, and there's a lot of value to that for sure.
Who are some of the mentors for you on the coaching side?
The first one that comes to mind is Bobby Dickerson. Obviously he's with us in Philadelphia now, and I'm really excited to have him within the organization. But, he put his arm around me the last couple of years and shared all of his experiences. He's done a ton for this game in the professional industry, and whether it's, managing in rookie ball to being a field coordinator to coaching in the major leagues under Buck in Baltimore. He's done so many things in this game and shared so many experiences with me that are really valuable, and I've been very appreciative of. Another name, Brian O'Connor at the University of Virginia, I referenced earlier, the way he treats his men, and, you're not just developing baseball players, but you're developing great people to have success in this world. And, a huge mentor in that regard as well.
What would you say your kind of style is? You like to steal bases, take the extra base, that kind of thing, or station to station kind of team? I guess it depends on how your roster shakes out. But what kind of baseball do you want to bring here?
Yeah, we'll see what the player personnel is for the season. But my style of play is very fundamentally sound. As you could probably see, I'm not a large guy, so I had a hard time hitting the ball out of the infield.
We're going to get to your career in a minute.
I feel pretty confident our players will be able to hit the ball out of the infield. We'll be in trouble if that's not the case. But
we're in trouble.
I love the small ball game, and I love to apply pressure to the opponent. And whether that's bunting, whether that's hitting runs, we'll see how that all develops. But at the end of the day, it's about the fundamentals, and I'm really passionate about playing fundamentally sound baseball, and I think that's a great recipe for success.
So I want you to talk about the switch pitching. So when I heard the name Keith Werman, I did a little digging around. And so when you were 13, so 19 years ago, you threw a complete game, 3 1/3 innings left-handed, 3 2/3 innings right-handed, switch pitcher. There have been like 1 or 2 of them that have come through the minors. I don't know that we've had any reach the big leagues at all of late, but take us through. So when did you start switch hitting, and when did you start switch pitching?
Okay. So I was told when I was little, I have an older brother, and obviously my father is very passionate about the game of baseball. And when I was younger, I was showing the ability to throw the baseball with both hands, mostly left-handed. And my dad and brother recognized that with my smaller stature for the future, it would best serve me to play to throw right-handed, so I could play all the positions. There's a lot of value to that, and being left-handed, you're to a degree limited to pitching first base in the outfield. And so it kind of started with me just throwing right-handed. In Little League, I would switch hit. I would switch every at bat, regardless of who was on the mound, just for the fun and the experience of it. And when I was at the young age in Little League, it was just my brother and I would play catch in the cul-de-sac almost every day. And there was just a random day, hey, let's try to throw left-handed, and it came out natural. It almost came out pretty strong too, which was pretty fun to do. Kind of a little spark. It was like, all right, here we go. Like, let's see what happens with this. And my dad called me up to the office in the house, and he put my hands on a piece of paper and traced them, and we sent it in, and they made a custom glove that fit for both hands. And
wow.
From then on, it was, let's see what we can do with it, and just play catch and threw in the basement, threw in the backyard in the cage, and just went out there. And my dad was my coach growing up, and we just had fun with the game. And we had a great group of kids, teammates, and we had a lot of fun with the game. And I was fortunate to have that experience, and got to independent baseball. Never pitched in high school, left-handed or right-handed really. And I had a chance in independent ball. I knew it was good about to be my last year, and I had an opportunity to pitch and get an inning in. Actually, it was only a third of an inning, but had that opportunity.
Through the complete game, was that on? You were 13, so that was on the big field, the 60-foot mound. Yeah,
our first year on the big field. It was a little travel ball team. I think we had 10 players on the team. We were the Vienna Cavaliers, and it was just one of those days. Hey, just start left-handed, see how long you can go. And I got to that into that fourth inning and looked over in the dugout, and I was exhausted. My left hand wasn't working anymore, so I switched over to the right side and finished the game.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I wouldn't tell your pitchers that. They might want to try it. Well, that might not.
Hey, I'm guessing that wouldn't stay healthy. We'll see.
Yeah, that would be that'd be pretty cool. So then you had the opportunity to go to Virginia, right? State school.
Yes.
Home state there. Your experience at Virginia. I know you made the College World Series. What'd you enjoy most about Charlottesville?
Oh man, the community is incredible. It's really, really special people. They look out for each other. Obviously we call it grounds at the University of Virginia. Other universities call it campus, but the grounds is beautiful any time of the year, all 4 seasons. You walk out on the lawn and see the rotunda, whether it's in the snow, in the fall with all the colors, in the spring and the summer. It's beautiful. And it brings joy to be there ultimately. And then, to have a chance to be part of a baseball program there with the players and the staff and the athletic department. They do so much for you. And it was really, really special.
When you played in the College World Series, I saw an article where what happened. Some Ole Miss fans asked if you had your driver's license. That's not nice.
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of that?
To a degree, yes. When we went on the road on weekends to the ACC opponents, whether it's Miami, Florida State, or Georgia Tech, and North Carolina State, there's some hostile environments for sure. And I think that Ole Miss experience was pretty special. Obviously, super regional, chance to go to the College World Series. It was my first year to see young buck. I don't even think I was shaving.
Oh, you're a freshman, okay.
Yeah, I don't even think I was shaving. I probably looked like I was 15 at that time. They were pretty tough.
I got something for you here. But for those of you that are listening to this instead of watching it, we have the official jersey form that we're proud to present. And this one might be a little big. I think this was for Buster, but we got this one for you. Buster's our mascot. Down. Yeah, we'll trim it down. We'll get you a nice one. I can't wait for you to put it on here for real on April 8th, which will be here before before you know it, right? And obviously it's a long off season. I'm sure you're getting to enjoy a lot of time with your wife and kids, but you getting anxious, ready to get back on the field somewhere, going in Clearwater?
Absolutely. And I've never been to the ballpark there up in Jersey Shore, but very, very excited to be there, to experience the fans. It looks like a great environment. Obviously, you have the putt. You have the new Blue Wave bar.
We do.
That was just added.
Wow, you really pay attention.
I might have to take a breather in the middle of the game. I can call some breaks and then get myself up there. But
no, for you, we deliver.
That'd be great. That'd be good.
I don't want to get you in trouble on your first official
we don't
media entity. Do you so San Diego? Do you do any do you enjoy the beach surfing? What are you going to bring from San Diego here to the East Coast?
Oh man, I'd love to bring some of these breakfast burritos that they make over here. Those are pretty special.
We got you. We'll get you a nice pork roll, egg, and cheese.
I'm sure there's gonna be some good stuff.
We'll be all right.
I'm looking forward to it, definitely. And no, the San Diego beaches are great, and obviously the Jersey Shore beaches are great as well. And I'm definitely looking forward to it.
The problem is in San Diego, what is it, 72 every day on opening?
Yeah,
you're gonna fly up here and get off the plane and go, what the heck am I getting into here? Because it'll be about 37, and we've had some real doozies. The opening night is always it's always cold. When if it's the general range of temperatures for early April will be 35 to 55, and it's always 35. We had one year where the starting pitcher was from Venezuela and had pitched the year before in the Gulf Coast League. And opening night, it was 32 to 34 degrees with some light flurries. And from what somebody told me, the young man had never pitched. Not only had never pitched in temperatures like that, he had never experienced them because he had come over from Venezuela. They would go to Florida. He would be in Florida for the summer and go back to Venezuela. It was fine. So sure enough, it's freezing. Nobody is at the game because it's 10 degrees out. The wind really does blow through here. So it always feels a little colder than it even is. And the poor guy gave up 7 runs in 2/3 of an inning. And then anybody who wanted to watch the game left, and that was it. And his name was Carlos Monasterios, and he made the big leagues. And his ERA, I don't know that it ever really recovered, because when you go up 7 runs in 2/3 of an inning on opening day, it's tough to get it. It just lingers for months. But he had a good year after that. He ended up making it to the big leagues with the Dodgers. But yeah, opening night will be cool. But we'll have the mini golf open for you if you want to sneak around in for sure.
Yeah, we may play around a little bit. We'll see.
Absolutely. Well, Keith, I thank you so much for a few minutes. Enjoy the rest of the off season. Good luck in spring training. I'm sure we'll talk again before we see you up here April 8th for opening night, but excited to have you as part of the BlueClaws family and can't wait to get started.
Awesome. I'm very excited about it. Thanks for having me on here, Greg.